Ew, what is good? My anime people. It looks like the bad guys truly are making their place in this show. It always feels like we learn more and more about them than anybody because how much stuff we already know of our characters is just amplified or makes our characters stronger. And more times they have to actually defend themselves and deal with these people that keep rising up to do evil. And I definitely am enjoying what I'm seeing so far with uh, like Delta and stuff like that because she came out of nowhere and she put it all on the line, right? Like there was no if, ands, or buts about what she was doing, and that's because she's fighting for this organization and really wanted him as the vessel to get back, right? So, because of this, it's ridiculously scary to think all of this was done going against the strongest Naruto. Well, he's not the strongest. He has slipped a little bit, but this Naruto is ridiculously powerful, and to just continuously throw hands, for one thing, shows how strong the technology is. It is at the level of I want to say, nerfed, uh, full cloak mode. And I say nerfed because even with the super massive Rasengan, it didn't feel like it was an attack that, for instance, the wind Shuriken, right? Like, I think that would have left more of an impact because it destroys on a molecular level. Like, that would have been something, if he used it, she probably would not have self destructed nearly as big, or would have been able to because of how much would have been lost of her. So, it's this type of stuff that makes you realize he also didn't use any of the different types of Rasengan with lava control or any of that other stuff because if she was capable of absorbing it and he didn't do the whole massive Rasengan, she would have had not only a variant of those things, but because Naruto is so quick on his feet to learn what's good and what's bad for the situation he's in, he never gave her more. Um, he never gave her more shock, more ninjutsus. There we go. Never gave her more moves than he should be, and that was another just highlight of how he was fighting. He was using all hands and feet because that's all he could really do without getting it taken from him and used right back at him. So it's this type of stuff that is another reason why. Wow, he just took that. It's just another reason why Naruto is as good as he is now. Like, regardless of the situation, protecting people, he's still gonna do his best and pretty much succeed while doing so. So, these are the things he's known for. But the other thing that was really interesting was just another kind of villainous type of thing is where they're going town to town to different people that are at their lowest from, just things being how they are, which kind of makes me always wonder why Naruto doesn't just send out a bunch of clones. Actually, no, it makes sense. Because of him being the Hokage, Naruto was also the most compassionate person in this universe. So, without his compassion, being able to run free to every single town, I think with Sasuke being the one doing it, it just doesn't help nearly as much because Sasuke doesn't care if your whole town is in, the worst state it's ever been. As long as you're not dying as soon as he's there, like he'll help you from being killed off by people, but helping you get money and stuff, not or like living a better life, not so much, right? So that sounds like more of a Naruto thing to do. If he was exploring the world, helping every single person that he can, that would be ridiculous. But here we are in a position where we know for a fact none of that stuff is probably going to come true, and that's mainly due to Naruto's always going to be busy taking care of his village, and he's not going to be able to just expand a hand out to anybody. And on the flip side, the people that can help aren't really capable of doing much because they need a lot more power, or they need a lot more uh, you know words. In the case of just, you can go out there and do whatever you want for anybody, they probably have to follow a lot of rules and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. I hope you're having an amazing day, night, evening, and let me know what you're thinking of this week's episode. Peace.